So most of you guys already know that I normally don't eat breakfast. I wake up at 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock in the morning, and what I like to do is just go straight to work. I know it's not the healthiest, but I will say this, I always have a cup of ice cold water, usually like 2 cups. I don't know what it is lately, but I've been having 2 to 3, sometimes 4 glasses of water lately, and I'm very proud of myself. But I don't eat breakfast. Needless to say, I don't get hungry in the morning. I get hungry around 12 o'clock. So I'll just have some water and just continue editing a video like I normally do. So for lunch, I cannot take credit for this recipe because we do have one vegan cookbook. This book was given to me a couple years back, and I do feel creative sometimes. You know, I do peek in here and I do tweak a lot of these recipes because some of them are a little too fancy, but for this wrap that we're gonna make, I'm gonna use this pesto recipe because it's not as fancy as other vegan pesto recipes are. For those of you that don't know what I mean, I feel like a lot of vegan recipes on YouTube or Pinterest, wherever you find your recipes from, I feel like they are so advanced. Like they're for like a chef, and I like simple meals. I don't got time to be looking in the grocery store for these fancy little meals, or fancy ingredients I should say. So the only fancy part about this whole entire pesto is these pine nuts because they cost an arm and a leg. That's about it. Everything else was super simple. I will have this pesto recipe in the description box, but like I said, if you guys want to check out that cookbook, I'll also have it linked down below. Super easy to make and delicious. I also wanted to point out that you guys always ask me about this particular blender. I will have it linked down below. I do want to be honest with you guys, it's not the best, so every now and then I do have to take the cover off and push things down with a silicone spatula. So that's the only downfall, is that, you know, the blades aren't that sharp and it's not that high powered, but what more can you ask for? It was $40 5 years ago, and it was like a whole entire set. So not bad for the price, but you know, you have to kind of work with it. So this particular pesto recipe, you will have a ton of pesto left over. So I do suggest you guys to put it in like a glass container or a Tupperware to store away the extra pesto. Usually it lasts us around 3 to 4 days. And yeah, you can make multiple wraps with it, which that's what we're going to be doing today. I am using the carb balance flour wraps. These are around like 70 calories each, and I'm going to toast them on, well, not toast them, I'm going to warm them up, and then I'm going to show you guys what else I do next. Yes, I do have a little beggar in the kitchen. He loves tortilla wraps. I can't talk today. But anyways, I don't give him any food. He just likes to watch and beg. But as you guys can see, I'm spreading out the pesto evenly. You don't want to add too much pesto because it can overpower the entire wrap. And then I'm just adding on some vegan cheese, tomato, and some onions. Very simple wrap. You could add spinach and all that stuff, but I honestly worked with what we had, and we didn't have spinach, or we really get fresh produce lately because things are just so expensive. So all the produce that we do have for veggies is frozen. So again, just work with what you have and it still comes out really good. We also had some chips with this. I forgot to record it. So we had some chips and hummus on the side with our wraps. So I do want to say that I do listen to music while cooking. I think it brings out the best in me, and I do switch up my music also depending on what meal I'm making. Tonight, I feel like it was only right to play some dembow because I am going to be making a Dominican dinner. For those of you, again, that are new here, my boyfriend is Dominican, so I do know how to make Dominican food. I've been eating Dominican food since I was 16 years old. I've been hanging out with my boyfriend since then, so needless to say, your girl knows how to make some bomb Dominican food, if I say so myself. I can't take the credit though. All credit goes to my boyfriend and his mom for teaching me how to make Dominican food. Also, I do veganize it all, obviously. Now, I am going to give you this tip, you guys. For those of you that don't know how to cook or aren't familiar with cooking fresh food like this, seasoning is your best friend. I didn't know that because I wasn't brought up with good food. I was brought up when I was a kid with crappy, unseasoned food, and it sucked. So the more seasoning you use, the better. And I used a ton of seasonings, and it's honestly so hard for me to list them all, or for me to talk about them all. Just look for seasonings that have less salt. That's, look for more herbs than anything, like garlic powder, onion powder. Those are the seasonings that's going to be easy to cook with because there's no salt involved, so it won't be too salty. Also, I am going to say, this took me years to learn. I have no shame in my game. I practiced like crazy on how to peel a plátano like perfectly. Those are like the two things that I practiced, was eating with chopsticks, which I nailed it, and then peeling a plátano like super fast like this. I mean, I could be faster, which I'm still working on that, but at least I'm a lot better than how I was like 10 years ago, where 10 years ago when I would peel it, half the plátano will be like gone. So anyways, we are going to be making mangu con huevo. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, then you already know what's good. For those of you that don't know, mangu con huevo is basically just mashed plantains with eggs. And I am going to add some vegan salami, so stay tuned for that. Another little seasoning that I use is from my mother-in-law, which is my boyfriend's mom, obviously, and it's just homemade sofrito. I used to buy the Goya kind, and no, it's just no, nothing beats homemade sofrito from like someone that knows how to make it, not just a company. So I don't purchase a lot of Goya stuff anymore because I learned how to make it all from scratch, to be honest with you. I'm still learning how to make guandule, so still learning. There's some meals that I don't know how to make, like, well, vegan, and make it taste like the regular stuff. So it's okay to still learn, even at my age. I'm sure I got a lot more learning to do when it comes to making your typical Dominican dishes, especially veganizing it all. Another tip when it comes to making the just eggs taste really good is to season the heck out of them. Add your garlic powder, your pepper, a little bit of salt. Add a lot of seasoning to the just eggs so they have a little bit more flavor, and also wait until it cooks. Do not eat the just eggs while they're being while it's mushy, because it's gonna taste like crap. Just wait until it's cooked. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Another little tip, that I learned with making mangu, this, again, everybody makes mangu different, but this is how I learned how to make it. Again, you want to season it. I use pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a tiny bit of olive oil, and as you guys can see, when I'm done mashing them with a fork, I take the same water that it was boiling in, and I just pour it into the bowl, which is going to soften up the plátano, and then it's going to make your typical mango. That's how I learned. Again, everybody's different, but I feel like no matter how you cook it, they always just come out the same. Like, mango is mango at the end of the day. So this is the vegan salami we get. It is more on the thin side, so if you guys are used to the Dominican salami, this is not a replica of it. This is thin, it's made out of veggies. It does have a little bit of a salami taste to it, but it's not that typical, you know, Dominican salami. But it's still good, and I'm happy that it's vegan, obviously. So I do fry all of this. I know some of you guys are gonna cringe, but not every day can be perfect, okay? Not every day you can eat green salads and green smoothies. There's some days where it's like, you know what, let's fry stuff. And today was just one of those days. So now that everything is cooked, it's time to plate it all. And of course, add on some additional accessories. I did, you know, fry up some onions. I'm adding some fresh tomatoes and a beautiful avocado, probably the most beautiful avocado I have ever had. I've never had one this perfect, but I appreciate it. I do want to say that this is a very, very big meal, and it is pretty filling, so it's not a meal that I would eat every day because of, you know, the fried food and all of that stuff. So it's nice to have once in a while. But if you guys haven't tried mango con huevo, what are you waiting for? You're literally missing out. I just realized that I didn't say the times that we were eating all of these meals. So I'm going to say that really quick right now while I make this cheat dessert. I say cheat because these are like store-bought vegan cookies, and don't mind my ugly pan. I don't have nice pans because nice pans are a lot of money, and I'm not trying to spend that kind of money right now. But anyways, for lunch we eat at 12. For dinner we eat at 6:30, and for this little snack is at 8 o'clock. So 2 cookies each. Mine was the chocolate chip, and my boyfriend had the sugar cookies. We ended up watching a movie, so we did want a little sweet treat. This is something that I do not do all the time. You guys know I have a really bad sweet tooth, so to have something like this once a month, I'm okay with. I just can't be overdoing it like I was before. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this what I eat in a day. Let me know down below if you would like to see more of these kind of videos, and I would gladly record them for you. And yeah, recipes will be in the description box, and I will catch you in the next video.